G'day, my name's Tomo and welcome to another episode of Tomo's Tune-Ups. On this episode, we're talking about this little plastic strip that is available from Minisport. So what is it and do we need it? Well, this little plastic strip goes between the U-bolts and the steering rack on a classic Mini or Moke. Do we need it? Yes. Why? Simply because it stops and prevents any vibrations that may be happening if any of the bolts come loose or any sort of movement between two touching components. So generally when you have two touching components that have a little bit of movement, they generally create a little bit of wear, which then creates vibration, knocking and or clicking noises. So to help eliminate that, you fit this to the U-bolt, which then attaches the steering rack to the body of the vehicle and then two nuts on either side. So this will help prevent, like I said, any sort of rattles or vibrations and any sort of general wear and tear. This just adds a little bit of extra protection. So unfortunately, the only way to replace these or fit them is to remove the steering rack from the vehicle, in which you then need to remove the engine and the front subframe assembly. You can, and I have heard of people removing and replacing the steering rack in a classic Mini before, in which they are able to drop the subframe down, pull the rack out, slide it back in, and away you go. But for what it's worth, if you're pulling the front subframe out, you might as well whip the rack out, stick a couple of these in there, put it back together, and that way you don't need to worry about it for the next 5 to 10 years, depending how often you drive the vehicle. They are also only worth a couple of dollars, so if you are up to the stage in which you need to replace a steering rack or steering components and you have the front subframe out, it is worthwhile grabbing yourself a set of these. They do come individually and you will need 2 per vehicle. Make sure to check out the full range at minisport.com.au and we'll see you again on another episode of Tomo's Tune-Ups.